to do. Hold on. This. There we go. Hopefully that works. Okay, I'm going to wait for somebody to get on to tell me if my mic is working or if it's making a bunch of terrible noise. But while we wait, we're going to clean a brush. So, hello, if you're on the replay, you're just going to watch me clean my brush till people get here. You know the rules. Once one's here, everyone's here. I've actually already had a couple conversations. I got up at 5 o'clock this morning. I've actually already had a couple conversations about Saint this morning, and we're going to talk about him. I love talking about makeup because then it helps me with things we could talk about here. I love doing my Monday lives, and it's because we can really like troubleshoot. Just cleaning my filthy detail brush. It's so dirty. They're all so dirty. I get asked how often I clean my brushes when they look really gross. I'd like to say it's like, it's Tuesday, we're gonna clean, it's Sunday. No, it's just when they stop, when I notice my makeup just doesn't apply the way I want it to, or the finished product isn't what I want it to. But we're gonna talk about, one of the big things we're gonna talk about once I get to my face is, sorry, Demi NR1. Is it NY? NY. Is it NY? Oh, crud. It's this guy. It's a demi color versus Aspen. And what do I prefer? This is, honestly, this is my morning. I woke up like this hair. This is why curly haired people don't have day 2 hair. Like real curly hair people. I should pull it back, but it, believe it or not, looks worse. And this is why they're not, what is it with this like middle part trend? Like, I look terrible with a middle part. I think it actually makes me look older. Anyway, we're not going to get into that. I still have my computer in here. So if we have questions about anything, I can look it up. Ooh, the battery's low, so maybe not. But if you're here, can you tell me if you can hear me okay? Ooh, we need to turn the volume up. Can you hear me? Because my mic's been acting kind of funny. I don't know if it was because I had my MagSafe. There's a magnet in this so that I can like stick things to it. Okay. Thank you. So I'm wondering if the magnet in my case is affecting my mic. So I took it off today. I have to have a tether because I drop my phone all the time. This case is by Cape. So when we go on trips, I use my phone a lot because I'm always color matching or responding. Like I try to be active. Good morning, Suzanne from Michigan. And I wanted to be able to have one of those battery packs that I can magnet on. This throat thing, man. But you can't do that with a loopy. I'm a tried and true loopy girl. Mrs. Barris, you are here. Hello, Mrs. Barris. Hello, Mr. Barris. But this case popped up because I just kept searching for a case I could stick a magnet onto, and this one popped up, and I kind of checked a lot of my boxes because I always drop my phone. So my husband was like, get a tether. So as a ha-ha to him, I was like, got a tether, and it is obnoxious. So this case is by Cape, The Cape, Kaep, and you can customize the color. Like they have a bunch of different colors. I like it because there's this Wally case that kind of has this concept, but this doesn't come off. But you can mix and match your colors. You could have it monochromatic, and it magnets on. It kind of clicks in. So this is your tell. If you put it upside down, it won't magnet on. And so it puts you the right way. So you get like the luxury of the loop that you want. And then if you need a tether, you can add one. It's up to you, but it has a little imprint. You could just stick it on. You could do 1 chain. I chose 2. You could do 3. You can also get a crossbody strap. So that's what I got. Anyways, maybe I'll put a link in my link tree. We'll see. Okay, so I'm going to use next month's shade of the month because I know a lot of people are probably curious about it. And I have it here. I do. It's Legend. Legend. Kansas. You know, I drove through Kansas once. This is next month's shade of the month, Legend. Very pretty. I wanted to stop at Dorothy's house. It was a thing on the drive, and my dad wouldn't let me because I am obsessed. This is Legend. This is July's shade of the month, and I'm going to use it today. What is this month's again? I don't even remember. Everything's blurring together after the sale. I don't know what's what. Now my computer doesn't want to recognize my typing. So let's go and find out. What in the dickens is it? This is why I like having a search tool. This hair, guys, I'm sorry. This is my morning hair. It's officially my first Monday of summer. The girls got out of school last Wednesday, so this is my first Monday. I love Mondays. My husband's at work. We get to do whatever we want. I don't have to feel guilty about sitting on my butt. It's great. Let's see, what are we? June shade of the month. What is it? I should just check on the website. That's probably faster. Boom. Ooh, I'm blonde. That pulled up the wrong thing. That's what's hard about the stinking Facebook search. It doesn't always exactly pull it up. Oh, Eternal. Meet. Eternal. Right here. We'll use both. Because why not? I'm also going to talk about the balm, but we're going to talk about my stuff. But first things first, we're going to do the eyes because I don't like when it mixes with my under eyes. I did my good skincare first. That's probably the biggest habit I've been having to get into is doing morning skincare. I'm oily. We know this. And with my oily skin, I couldn't do my morning skincare. It always made me look greasy so fast. But when I got into the Beauty Society skincare, you take a quiz. Like I'm mature. I'm not sensitive. I don't think I have sensitive skin, but I have mature skin. I have oily skin, and I've got stuff. And you plop in all these questions. It's like a 5-minute questionnaire. And I noticed that my friend Lene, who is just 2 years older than me, she had skin stuff. I know her. I've seen her in real life, kind of a thing. And I noticed over the course of a year and a half that her skin changed. So I was like, are you getting facials? Because her daughters do facials. I was like, are you getting facials? Are you like peeling off layers? Are you vampiring your face? And she said no, that it's been the skincare. So I decided to do it. And I've been, it's not fixing my stuff. And I'm really okay with that because it's fixing my oily skin. I will also say with summer, I'm going to say this, and I know it's super controversial, but shaving my face, I try to do it regularly, especially if I'm going to something, because it has a funny texture with any makeup is when it's this right here. Maybe it's mature skin getting thicker. It's definitely not from shaving because I've been shaving for a long time, and this has come within the last year. This year has been really tough on my maturing skin. I'm in the fried green tomatoes of my life right now, and I've never felt that phrase more than I do right now, where I'm too old to be young, but I'm too young to be old. And I'm 43, and that's just what it is right now. So whistle stop, here I come. I love that movie. I do. All right, I'm going to take our multitasker brush. I was using this during the sale because it was 40% off, and I'm going to use this to spread. I usually use a BK Beauty brush, but I really liked that this is so thin, and it works so well with just thinning out and spreading out my primer. So if you got this brush, this is great. I like doing this more than I like with my finger, spreading it out. I just feel like my finger more picks it up, whereas the brush just pushes this out. Really, it just feels nice too. Because you know for the rest of the day we're not touching our eyes, so enjoy the moment. It's nice. Ooh, good morning from Virginia. I love a good Virginia accent. I have family from West Virginia. I always liked that accent. Always did. We are going to grab some other eyeshadows to prep and all the things. Let's hope I got them all. I've been throwing colors. Oh, yeah. We're not going to use those ones, so it's okay. But we're going to get into... I've been really liking Paris. Or is it Paris? Yeah, Paris. It's a really pale pink, but it's not super pigmented. It's not super pigmented, and I've been really liking this for a summer base. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? It's not super pigmented, so it's not adding ton. It just gives a nice natural flush color. Sometimes I use my other one that I like to prep with is Cupcake. And this just has a little natural flush that I like. There we go. All right, Paris. If you don't got it, it's a really great base for summer. Again, a little flush. All right, we're gonna go in and I am gonna take a fluffy brush like the eyeshadow brush. If you didn't get this on the sale, it was $12. And it's two very different brushes. It's so good. We're gonna grab it with a fluffy end and I'm gonna pop this way up here. This is just gonna, you can make things very punchy or very light. We're also gonna use Legend as an illuminator today. I'm gonna show different ways to use things using the balm, but I always do my eyes first, but I like having a pop of shimmer up top or just a really pigmented light as a pop. I have a cough that's just chronic for over a year. No, I haven't gone to the doctor. Well, I went to the doctor. He's an old school small town doctor. I'm not trying to talk a bunch of smack, but there's something about old school small town doctors that just don't take women seriously. And it's like, you know, if I was going for attention or making things up, I'd find something more attractive than coughing till I vomit in my sink. Like, really. Like, there's nothing pretty when a woman's really coughing, like eyes are watering and bulging, her face is turning purple, and she, like, I'd find something more attractive to get attention over. But I know I should be referred to an ENT. I just need a different doctor who won't think I'm a liar. But anyway, so I just drink lots of water and coffee for this awful, stupid cough. Okay, we're going to get into this. I am going to use Havana. It was part of the sale. We're going to use this as our transition color just because I'm using such a deep color like Eternal. I want to use Havana as more of a bright color. I usually gravitate towards Leo, but it's summer, so it is this. Grease. Ooh, Grease. Oh, nice. All right, good morning, buenos dias. I have a terrible accent. I'm really bad at it. Okay, we're going to get into Havana. Fluffy under the brush, way up here. This just helps. I just think it helps. I don't know. I just think it makes you look less hooded. It also makes your eyes look more youthful. I bring it out and up. Out and up. The name of the game, for me, I think my eyes make my face look older. So for me, the focus is that with wanting to look younger, and then I also like to hide my cheek stuff. And we'll zoom in for all that because everybody likes seeing me cover my stuff, right? And that is how I'm going to do it. We're just taking Havana. Don't worry. People say I make this look easy. It's really just smashing this onto your brow bone, and that's it. You can't mess this part up. You really can't. And especially if you're using this before you do your face. Okay. No one has been able to get me over, okay, trying all kinds of medication and a nebulizer. I haven't got, my doctor didn't recommend a nebulizer. Maybe he did. I had an inhaler. It didn't have the long tubey thingy. But, okay, this is where we get into like, oh, this is why I love our Monday lives. I had an inhaler, but there were a lot of rules with it, and they were saying like it could cause mouth sores. And then I was also on, what is that medicine that I can't even remember? A steroid. I was on a steroid medicine. None of it helped. I would drink Theraflu tea at night to make myself drowsy and to maybe coat. And then I would take NyQuil, and I'm like, I can't live like this. I can't. The tea was nice, so it helped me sleeping, but not a lot. At one point, I was sleeping with a cough drop in my mouth. Not safe, but I'm not a mouth breather though, so it was fine because I sleep with my mouth closed and my tongue just pressed it to the roof of my mouth and it was there in the morning still, but that's not good for your teeth. Like, I'm like, you guys, like, and I would tell my doctor all of these things and no ENT. It's ridiculous. The nebulizer. If I had a doctor who took me seriously, and I've tried calling doctors, they said I have to go to a walk-in clinic. I don't got that kind of time. So fall is when somebody can see me. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Ugh. Oh, and you're a singer. Oh. Mm-mm. I do not know. Sing with a cough drop. Remember that throat spray that would numb your throat? Good morning. Ah, this is, I'm so glad you're here. Okay, I don't want to call you Misfit. I don't know your name, but we are going to get to talking about everything. Okay. I know exactly, Mrs. Barris. That's exactly what I was trying to tell the doctor, who doesn't, but apparently I'm making it up. I'm making it up. Anyway. Ugh. But remember that throat coat spray? What was that stuff called? I loved that stuff, but that was back in my 20s when they actually say, I can't find it anywhere. Can't find it anywhere. Maybe it's like bad for us. I don't know. Can't find it anywhere. I've tried a steamer. Nothing works. Chloroseptic spray. Yeah. Where is it? Where is chloroseptic spray? I'm not ordering it off of Amazon. That's too scary. Okay, let's get into our eyes instead of talking about our coffee. Okay, I'm going to stick with the eyeshadow brush, and we are going to go into Eternal. This one is available this month. This is June's Shade of the Month, which surprises me because I need to go to, I love a good, or I go to Walmart where I live early in the morning. You don't go after 10 a.m. at our local Walmart. I was surprised that this is the Shade of the Month, though, because it seems like something that would come out in like November. But it's so pretty. And I'm going to put this down here on the lash line. I've been really preferring this look over everything. All right. We're going in and we're just going to tap this. I'm focusing it on the deepest point is on my lash line out here. It scares everybody at first. Here's what's nice. When I swatch things, I was just talking with somebody about this yesterday. When you swatch a color, we want to swatch it with its most pigmented, but also know that it's also blending down. Like you can tap it and we blend it down. And so it's both. It's whatever you want it to be. Get it wet and it's going to be an eye. I'm going to use it as an eyeliner today. So pretty. All right. But I'm using a dense end of the brush. I'm packing it on my lid on the outer part here. I'm going to push this up and out onto that brow bone and just using some very light circles. Bing, bang, boom. Pushing this in. Because I'm hooded, I need to pull a mirror out. And I'm trying to be more conscious of my mic because if I put my arm, you can't hear me. I'm trying to get used to it. We had to order a new cord because I got a new phone and it's been haywire. One, it's a really short cord. It's 15 inches, so it's been hard. But also lately, it's not allowing sound and it's just static. I had a whole tutorial recorded yesterday that's lost because no sound, just crackle. And I couldn't speed it up because I don't like sped up videos where I'm talking. Okay, we're just going to push this in and we're going to let it blend in and light into the inner eye here. Look at how pretty that is. Okay. I tried to do a video. I tried. I'm to the point now where I'm just like, screw the mic. But I do prefer the sound of it. I think it's better. It's less echoey. Okay, we're going to go in underneath and just get under here. But look at how it's dark, but also light, and it goes really well with Havana. And I'm just lightly blending this up and out, up and out. I have hooded eyes, so do you see how once it folds, you can't see any of my Eternal? So I'm going to grab some more, and while my eye is nice and folded into my nice mature fold, then I can lift. This is the only eyebrow I can lift, though. Bam. Flip it to this fluffy end. Look at how pretty that is. And it's all about blending. A lot of the times when you're watching somebody do an eyeshadow tutorial, and this is one of the things, I try not to do it. For some reason, I feel like I'm being misleading. I don't like to cut out all the blending because I want you to know that sometimes it's blending. Blending, blending, blending. It does take some time, and it's all about a light touch. So you can pack it on and then lightly swirl and keep the tips of the bristles to do the work. I was watching an artist, I can't remember her name right now, but she is a private investigator. If anybody knows who she is, she's big on Instagram, but she was talking about comparing eyeshadow to DNA. Like it takes very little. Like you could just There's DNA on my mic now. Like, yes, do not bend your bristles. I think that's actually her. But yes, Freedom Barbie talks about this. Like, it takes very little to leave DNA behind, and look at eyeshadow as DNA. You really don't need to bend your bristles because it takes very little for it to transfer. And so just blending. And this looks really pretty. I love Eternal because it can be an eyeliner and it can be bold but softened. You've got a lot of control. And so we're going to push this on, tap off excess. We're going to do the same thing over here. I'm tapping on the outer quarter of the lash line, and then we're just going to blend this out and up. But I always come outside of my corner. And because we're doing our eyes first, and sorry, I'm reading too. Oh, I'm a favorite artist. Okay, I like this talk. Okay. She's really fun. She's a lot of energy where I watch her and I was like, I want to do something like that. But I'm like, I would be tired. I'd need a nap. She's fun. She's fun. I hope I get to meet her at the reunion in September. I really do. But I'm not good at walking up to people and being like, hi. I've been the new girl my whole life. So one of the things I hate is walking up to people and being like, hi. Hi. I hate being the new girl. I've always been the new girl. You'd think I'd be good at it. I am not good at it. I get nervous and I won't walk up to somebody and say hi. I'll just look like a snob and not say anything. And I look like a snob because I have the RBF and I just look like a snob, but I'm really just shy, which is, I think, everybody who is perceived as being a bitch is because they're probably shy. So that's me. I'm the problem. It's me. All right, grabbing some more. We're just going to keep on building. Keep on building. And I really work on building out here first before I really focus on my hooded part. But because we're doing our eyeshadow first, I could screw this eyeshadow up and I could add a whole bunch down here, and then our makeup fixes this. Like, we're going to be able to fix this when we put our primer on. Like, when we do the things, we'll be able to clean all this up. So that's why I like this. I haven't done the tape thing. I don't like that cut straight line. I like a good fade. And that's probably the 40s in me that I just can't quit it. So we don't quit it. I should try it sometime. I'm just too scared. I'm like everybody else. I don't want to spend all my time on my makeup and then hate it. So I just stick to what I know. Okay, so we're going to let the eye rest. And do you see how all this pretty work gone? That's why we take some more. And we're going to put this up here above that rested crease. And then we're going to open and we're going to fill in and we're going to bring it all together. It's like in-laws, okay? The family sits here and then the new girl comes in right here, and then we open and introduce. Make sense? I think it just comes from being a military brat, is you just can't help. I've had a lot of different new girl experiences where I'm either accepted or I'm not right away. I'm not going to forget. Okay, NR. Okay, that's where I'm having a problem. I grabbed NY. NR. Let's look up NR. Why am I forgetting neutral red? Hold on, I'm pulling it up. I need to make sure I got NR1. What makes NR1 different than NY? It's very similar. I need NR. NR, I bet, is just like Aspen. I'm going to order it. I'm going to order it right now. Okay, I'm going to add to cart and I'm going to order it. But I'm going to do NY and show the same thing because they're so, this NY has a little more yellow than NR, which has more red. That's what the R stands for. But I'm going in right now while we're talking so I don't forget. Going into NR, and I'm going to add to cart. There we go. It's in cart, ready to buy. But I'm going to show it to you. Okay, I think it's just like Aspen. It's just going to be creamy versus dense. And I'm going to get into this. Okay. Only child, tough for her. Okay. I want to say because I had a sister, maybe it was easier, but my sister is like, we always want to get matching tattoos, but I just won't do it because I had a bad tattoo experience. I'm 43, so you can imagine where it is. But she is the night to my day. Like, I was a lot of different people moving. That's the nice thing about military is you can be a new person every time you move. And I was. And when oh God, but I've had a lot of different experiences. And so part of me is just like, I'm either loud or I'm not. And when I'm loud, I'm masking the fact that I'm trying to hide my nerves. So I have armpit pads for my shirts because I sweat. My ear turns red when I'm nervous. See that? But this ear doesn't. Is that weird? It is what it is. I get nervous every time I'm live. Anyway, we need to focus because I always get caught up because now my kids are home, so I don't have such a time crunch. I just know I got to go to the chicken store because we've got some chicken stuff going on this week. Okay, so I have this color on. I am going to take next month's Shade of the Month Legend. I always want to call it Eternal. I'm going to use my finger here and I'm going to pat this on right here. We're going to go to the inner corner and then to the middle. And look at how pretty that is. It's very holiday, but you know what? You need this because it's going to get you through Christmas too. You can use this for weddings, for bridal showers. I'm going to use this as an illuminator. Illuminators for me, I don't like powder illuminators, so I'm going to make this a cream using balm. But look how pretty that is. And then you can take balm, okay, pop it right on the spotlight of your lid. And then itch your nose, and then you can go in and tap this on top of that a little bit and see how it punches it up, and then just blend it out. See how it just punches it up, just having that balm? Because it's point to point. So if you're going to make it an illuminator, you don't put it on this way. It's different. It's different, okay? Is that one like, no, it is not like Angel's Landing. Two different animals there. I'm going to pull it out. Angel's Landing is so pretty. If you want like a glazed eye look, you want Angel's Landing. So this is Legend. Okay. It is a soft gold. It is a soft gold. And then Angel's Landing. This right here. You see that? Look at that. This has a softer fleck and this is a more chunky fleck. Okay. They're so both beautiful for your palette. If you're looking for holiday looks and you don't like to wear the same thing, if you're like me and you have a hard time wearing the same thing twice, get Legend, get Angel's Landing, two different looks. It's so pretty. I bet you could combine them together. This is Angel's Landing. Much more flecky, but very pretty. Look at that together. So pretty. So pretty. Okay. I don't feel like, depending on your skin tone, if you're a very deep skin tone, you're nutmeg or darker, Angel's Landing, you can mix it with balm and make it a cream illuminator. Not so much if you're my skin tone or lighter. And so this is the shade of the month for next month. Write it down, add it to your list. You need it. Okay, I am going to get my eyeliner. I stopped using that skinny one. It just ticked me off too much. Not that I'm keeping it there for a rainy day in case I run out. But Maybelline Tattoo Studio. I can't quit this one. This one is so, I like how fat it is. I do. I just use it to waterline, and I feel like it stays on your waterline better than the skinny one. The skinny one just had too much wiggle. I didn't like it at all. So I'm just waterlining here. And I'm going to pop this up. Okay. Wondering if I should try to get Angel's Landing to use like a highlight to the cheekbones. Okay. I don't know whatever your main highlight is, let me know and I can tell you. Okay. You do need to get both. Yeah. I'm going to be the artist that's going to be like, buy it all. I mean, not because I just want all your money. I just like everything. There are colors I don't like. There are colors that I don't ever recommend to people because I don't like them and I've never found a way to make them work. Or as your main highlight, I would not use Angel's Landing. I wouldn't. Not as an illuminator. I wouldn't. I keep thinking like maybe if you mix it with bronzer, but I wouldn't. Mm-mm. Get Glow Illuminator if that's what you're wanting to do. No, oh, main highlight is Sandy. Okay, I'm Sandy, and I wouldn't do it. If you're Nutmeg or darker, Nutmeg is dark. And not dark, but to us it's dark. And like we could use it as a bronzer, but yeah, that's just me. Maybe you can mix it with your bronzer. I would get Glow, if you're wanting to make your bronzer more sparkly, I would get Glow Illuminator. And it's a cream and you can mix and match it. I've used it in my summer bronze kit for if you don't want makeup, you just want to add some bronze. Okay, so I've just done my water lining. I'm going to go down here because another thing I can't quit doing. Okay, I'm going to go into my multitasker brush. I'm going to go on this pointy end and I'm going to get it wet. Saint setting spray, get it wet. And then we're going to go into Eternal. You're just going to pick it up on either side, tap it off. And we're going to use this as an eyeliner. I come up above the corner and I pop off. But use it as a soft liner. Can you even see that? But you see how it's just a little bit deeper? It's a little bit deeper when it's wet. Same over here. Just tapping it on, bringing it up, but I will always do on my lives, my eyes first. Gives people time to find me and get on here. And I can swatch anything you're wanting to see swatched. Revival is very similar. We're going to swatch it now. I don't like recommending people add things to their palettes that are just too darn close. I think it's a waste of space. You could fit so much more in there. So let's swatch those side by side just because I'm showing it. Okay, so here is, oh wait, I think I'm gonna, okay, Eternal, right here. And then we're gonna swatch, doggone it, I can't remember names now. Revival, right next to it, so it's a bit deeper. And this is Pomegranate. Yep, Pomegranate. So these three, a little warmer, a little cooler, right in the middle. If you have either of these, I just don't think you need this. As much as I want everybody to just buy. Do not buy the similar colors. Then you end up with a palette full of matching colors. And it's like, go buy Urban Decay if you want to do that. Oops. That was probably the wrong, I don't know, that was rude. But I just don't like when people fill their palettes with sames. Okay, we're going to pop all these back in because we're done with the eyeshadows. And I'm going to add my mascara. Boy, somebody came for me. What day did I come live? What day did I do that? Was it Friday? Oh, somebody came for me. And somebody came on here and defended me. And they said that she needed a cat nap. And they didn't like what I said about mascara lasting too long. And that's okay. Anyway, we're not going to get into it. I've gotten much better. A little more sassy, but I've gotten much better at not just sitting back and stuff. Okay. Upper waterline. Practice. You can't seem to do that without blinking. Okay, you get used to it. It's like tweezing your eyebrows. Remember the first time you pulled a hair out of your eyebrow and your eyes watered and you wanted to cry? It's going to tickle. Is the problem. It tickles, but eventually it doesn't tickle. Yeah. You were color matched by another artist. Not sure if you were matched correctly. Yes, you can submit a color match to me. Yes, absolutely. I put a link in the description. Send away. But in the comments of the color match form, tell me which colors you're currently using. Because you can use a couple different shades. And you can use your bronzers and your brighteners to kind of customize what you have. If somebody tells me they already have the makeup and they don't feel like it matches quite right, I prefer to look at the colors you have and make what you have work for you. There is a 30-day exchange policy. So if you're within that, awesome. But if you're not, we'll find a way to make it work. We'll find a way. Okay. Also take into account, have you been in the sun? And maybe that's why. Okay. So I use L'Oreal primer. Chanel has a good one, but I'm not paying that price. I got it for free. Was the only reason I had it. Anytime I'm using Chanel, it was because it was given to me. But I use Bare Minerals Lashtopia because it has such an amazing shelf life. And I love the bristles. Those are so good. And we just smash them in. But I don't like buying and buying and buying mascara because it just dries out, not because I ran out. And I noticed that when I used the drugstore ones, that's what happened, is they just started drying out too fast. Okay. Let's see. All right. Let's do our face. This hair is killing me. I'm going to talk about oily skin first because I was also talking this morning about oily skin. Everyone's different. I think finding a good skincare that works with oily skin helps. I also and I think that helps because my makeup lasts. If you have oily skin, sometimes the makeup slips a little bit more. Silicone-free products, super important. I like a primer, but I also like our setting powder. I have used Laura Mercier, but because I'm oily, I feel like it makes my makeup look thicker because of my oily skin, not necessarily its product, it's my products, my oily products. So we're gonna dig in. It'll clean up all this excess when I add my primer. I use Milk Hydro Grip. e.l.f. has a really great one. It's the same little color, and it's a good one. It's a good one. I always say buy the travel sizes when you're trying anything at first. That's what I did with this one, and I love it. It's nice and sticky. I've also seen people use aloe vera. Who is it? My friend Rachel, she does. And she uses aloe vera as her primer, and it works great because it's sticky. But the stick does go away. But I just get this put on. But having a good skincare that works with oily skin is key. I like my Beauty Society. I do think skincare, I will never sign up to sell a skincare because I'm not going to dive in to know all the things about skincare. I don't want to. It's not my love language. Yeah. All right. Yes. e.l.f. Power Grip. Yes. And I really like the Beauty Society. My friend Lene uses it. That's who I buy it from. Lisa on my team, she gets very into details. Like she loves the details. So there's her also. But having a good skincare, if you're willing to try that stuff, there is a lot of steps. I think that's the biggest thing for me. I'm like, oh God. Like there's a lot of tubes. But I have older skin and I'm trying to fix some things. Anyway, so once the stuff goes in, I'm going to take a fluffy brush, blush and bronzer. I'm going to go into my powder and I'm going to go over where I'm the most oily. So my cheeks and my forehead and my nose. And I'm just going to blend this out. All this is doing is prepping for me to get into the things, and I want my oil to just be absorbed a little bit. And by adding the powder first, it reduces the texture that it can change when I put it on top of my makeup. So I'm able to use very little, but this gives me a nice starting point. Okay, I'm going to use 2 different color correctors. I'm ordering NR, but this is NY. So it has a little more yellow, whereas NR is going to be a little more gray. Okay, neutral yellow, 1. And then when I get NR, I'll use that one too. But I'm going to use, where are you? This gray color right here on one side. Here's the difference for me. I want my makeup to camouflage my pores. I want it to cancel my redness, but I also want longevity out of my makeup. The longevity out of my makeup is key because on my apples, I have old cystic acne scars. Mine are more surface scars. They're not deep texture scars, but these spots right here, I want them to be covered and I want my makeup to stay all day. That's what's key. I will fix these eyebrows. Do not worry. But that's what's important to me. So if you have just rosacea, so I have some redness here, I have some rosacea, and if you're just covering rosacea, I think Demi is a great option. Demi's a great option. I need to clean a brush really quick. But because I have these spots, I don't like those pulling through. I do not like those pulling through. I'm going to clean my blend brush. If you have correcting to do like I do, rosacea, hyperpigmentation spots coming in, and you're doing correcting, I really recommend this brush, the blend brush. It was on the sale, so hopefully you got it. Worth that. That sale was really good. I feel like it didn't get shared enough by some people. Oh, but that was a really good sale. Saint does one good sale in the summer, and I think that was it. I'm not saying they aren't going to have another one. I don't know. They gave us like a week's notice. And they don't usually, last summer they sale-a-palooza. Like they had something every month. I think there's new releases next month, but there's not going to be a sale because I think, don't quote me, I don't have the ins and nos of everything, but I believe they're going to be doing an artist incentive. So if you join the artist program, there's like a little bonus of some sort, either extra products in your kit or I don't know. It's different every time. It's different every time. I'm not even going to presume to know because I don't want to let anybody down. My thing is I love having a team. You got to talk about your business to have a business. You're sharing makeup, so you got to share faces on the makeup. And I'm here to help. I'm not here to do for people. And I like to share that right when I'm talking about the artist program. Okay. Let's see. You didn't want... You bought the spot brush. I think the spot brush will work. It just depends on the area you're trying to cover. I'm finding my spot brush. Hold on. What do we got here? Ooh, bright brush. Bright brush is very simple. Oh, God, Amanda. Spot brush. So, just going to clean it. Sorry. Here's the spot brush. Mine's black, but you get the pointy end and you have this little fluffy end. It's just not going to cover a lot of area. It's not super fluffy. But if you have an eyeshadow brush, you could try using that. If you have a detail brush, you can use this small end. I don't know what brushes you have, but there are other brushes you can use. This is just my preference. I'm going to go in with the Demi first. Demi is creamy. I'm going to put it on this side here. Demi is creamy, whereas Aspen is dense. I feel that if you're trying to fix an area of rosacea, this will work great because it can work with your 3D because it will go into your 3D. Does that make sense? Cream's going to mix with cream easier, whereas something dense, it may mix with your cream, but not a lot, and it's going to stay where I put it, and it's going to hold my makeup on top. So if you have spots, I recommend Aspen. If you have just rosacea areas, Demi will work really well. I'm going to use the fluffy end, and I'm going to go into the Demi first, and then you just sweep this over. The point of correcting is to know you're not covering. And that's where I feel like people get into trouble where they're like, I turned gray. You put on too much. Okay? If it turns purple, then we need to talk about a different color. Okay? You order the eyeshadow brushes too. Okay. The detail brush. Okay. I hope there's going to be another sale with that detail brush. That would be great. But do you see how it just reduced that redness? You still see the spots. The same thing will happen when I go into Aspen. So here I'm going into Aspen, and I'm using the short end, and I am going to just lightly fluff over my redness and my scarring and my pores. Okay, we're going to go right here. I'm going to go right here onto this little hormonal whatever visitor. And then whatever's left on the brush, I can push up here over this redness, right down here on this redness. There we go. Okay. Demi is great for eyes. Yes, because, I mean, I've got my friend who's on who signed up with me. Her daughter calls her crow's feet butterfly wings. She's like, they're cute. They're like butterfly wings. I'm like, they are. So, okay, sorry, I just popped my knuckles. Okay, nasty habits. Okay, so Aspen, Demi. There's really not a huge difference. I do need a little more Demi up here. Or not Demi, Aspen up here. So what we're doing is we're muting the red. We still see the problems because our makeup covers the spots, but the corrector corrects the tone. Does that make sense? It should be a veil. Okay, it should be soft. It should not be adding, like you don't see a heavy makeup texture, like you don't see it. And that's the point of correcting, is that you don't see cream and makeup on. It's an addition to your makeup. I know that was a big zoom in. I'm trying to crop out this weird picture I have. Okay. Okay. Okay, that's what you want. I say try Aspen. Okay. Oh. Pores. Okay. Texture is texture is texture. You can't erase texture. I have my pimple for 2 days. It was raised. You could see it. It's texture. I have puffiness under my eyes. I have butterfly wings on my eyes. And I have pores on my cheeks. I have lines. I have things. Our lips are a texture. Okay. The Demi would be great poolside. If you're just wanting to correct and go to the pool and still kind of see the stuff, great. Okay. I haven't done Botox. I'm not saying I'm not. I'm tempted. But texture, accept the texture. You can't erase texture, but we're not going to texture is texture. You can't make a mountain a plain. You can't fill a pothole and expect have you driven on a road? You can't fill a pothole and have nothing. You're still going to see what you filled it with. And so you're trading off the texture of the pore versus texture of the makeup. And you're going to trade off, I don't have discoloration under my eyes, but I am going to have crepiness from too much product. And so it's trying to hide what you can without trading off more different texture. Like what kind, it's like picking what texture you actually want. You can use your texture, you can use your rosacea to your advantage. But also when you're using a cream, that skin texture illuminates your face. That's what reflects the light and makes it look dewy. And what makes it look reflective is the texture of your skin. But I like to cover it and not accentuate it. So I don't want to accentuate my pores, but I would like to camouflage them. They're still there, and we still might see them a little bit, but they're not accentuated. We're not going to make them look like potholes. Does that make sense? I really hammer into that because I am all for accepting the fact that we all have flaws, and the only person that's critiquing our face like this is us. Like when I color match you, I look at you the way I'm going to look at me so you can get the most out of your palette, the most out of your wallet. Not that I'm trying to get out of your wallet, but you can see my pores right now. Nobody looks at you this close except you. You're the only one in the mirror that's like, oh no. You're constantly singing the oh no song in your head because you're the only one. And guess what? The people that are standing in front of you are looking at their own face the same way. They're probably covering things and thinking, oh, is she seeing what I think? Because that's what I think when I go out with my stuff. Okay. I think the same thing you guys think. When you go out with your makeup, I think, oh my gosh, are they looking at the apples of my cheeks? Are they looking at my eyes? Am I smiling too much? Oh my gosh, when somebody says, let me see your eye makeup, pull up your glasses, I'm like, no. No. And that's happened where I'm at a barbecue and people are like, how's the makeup going? Let me see your eye makeup. And then I have to lift my glasses and I'm terrified about are they looking? But they're looking at the colors. They're not looking at my stuff, but I think they are. So just keep that in mind. Okay, you've been using Frenchie under your eyes to correct. You're going to, okay. Oh, it looks amazing. Yay. You do like Demi? Yes. I like Frenchie because it's quicker. I think that you get a very similar result, but I do one because it's faster. Okay, we're going to go in with Demi. We're going to do our under eyes, and then I need to do my suede. my suede. Okay, I'm going to grab my Frenchie. Should we do both? Let's do both. I'm going to put my Frenchie on, and now I'm going to grab my demi. So I've got Frenchie over here, turns it a shade of pink. Then we're going to go into demi. I'm going to go into Y01. That's what I use. And then I am going to point. We're going to go right into this dark hollow, and then we're going to go into the trough to lift, and then I'm going to correct where I'm dark right here. But I'm using my Y01 to pull out, to lift that trough. And then we just take that fluffy end, and we just tap this out. Just tapping it out. And then I'm going to go into 03, and we're going to sweep up the dirt. Sweeping up the dirt. Everybody's under eye is different. Some people just need 03, and some people just need Y01. And that's what I throw in Frenchie because they're $22 a color. And I'm like, maybe I want to save and just be like, just do Frenchie. I'll show you at the end on why. Okay. I'm going to take the blend brush on the fluffy end. We're going to go into suede lip liner. And this is for the same reason. Gray is going to neutralize the red. It's not science. It's just I tried it and it worked. I don't know why. I'm not a color chemist. I pick suede lip liner because it's a similar tone to my melasma. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to camouflage it. And we're going to go up, because it grows like ivy, up the side of my face. Hello, Claudia. And we are going to go around and up. And this just camouflages it some more. You're still going to see it a little bit, but around it, there's more similar tone. And it's dense. Just like with Aspen, it's dense. So when I put my makeup on, it's going to hold it there. This is my bad hyperpigmentation side. Driver's side window, right? We're just going to sweep this around. And I let it blend into that Aspen. And I just let it work with this hyperpigmentation. I need my hair done. I never knew I was a blonde until I went brunette. Karen, hello. Okay. So over here, I have that what did I do? NY1. Over here, I have Aspen, suede, Frenchie, demi. So let's get into the actual face of the makeup. I'm going to show you this. Everybody, don't come at me about my palette and not melting my tins, but look at this empty tin. Do you see that there's still a little here? There's a little here. This shows you how, look at that. There's a little up, and I will use 100%. This is possibly the last day with this tin. I will use 100% of my color. $16 a color, and you'll use 100% of it, okay? I am sandy at the moment. I hope I'm not by the end of the week, because I'm going poolside for a couple days with the girls. I'm going to go visit my grandma, and we're going to go sit by the pool, and I'm going to have some fun. I'm going to visit with my son. I haven't seen him in a while, so my son and I are going to go hang out while the little kids all swim. All right, we're going to go with the blush and bronzer brush, and we're going to tap in. Do not be scared of this. This is forgiving makeup, and it's okay. We're going to take this, and we are going to go up. I always balance down here first, because that's where I want the main bulk of my main highlight, because I don't bronze here, I don't blush here, I don't contour here. And now I can cover, I'm going to grab a little more, I can cover my scars with my main highlight. But also knowing everything in your palette is foundation, and so my blush is also added. Don't ever think I got to keep piling more on to cover a zit or to cover my scars. Just do the same amount all over, and at the end we're going to judge if we need more. Don't do it at the beginning. We're going to do this at the end, where we're going to look and say, okay, what needs extra attention? Because you never know if your bronzer or your blush is going to cover, because you can still see a little bit, but I still got blush to put on. I still got bronzer to put on, and that's going to give me some coverage. Grabbing Sandy, and we're going to go right over here. That's a good match. That is a good color match right there. But I promise you, you send me your makeup-free selfie facing a window. I don't want to see the window back here. I don't even want to see your window, because it's right here in front of you. I want you to show me everything. I want to look at your skin. I want to zoom it in. I want to look at your skin the way I would look at mine. Okay. Can you show a lip trick you did hold on a second, I gotta reread that. Before you finish, can you show that lip trick you did after you did the contour? Oh yeah, I always do that. 2 highlights on the sides of your mouth. I do that. Yes, I can. Do you want me to, are you wanting me to do it now, or can I do it at the end? Because I like doing it at the end. But I'm bringing this up. Don't tap into cream and then tap into your nose crease. It's just too much product, and this is a smile line creasing area. Go around that area, and then the last place you'll put it is into that crease area. So I'm covering my acne scars, then I'm gonna go in. Okay. I want to recycle the tins. I'm actually tempted to try something. I was talking with a customer who was talking about one of her shades, a lot like Renaissance, how it's, do you see how dense that is? I mean, there's less shine than contours. But it was just too dry for her. Was it Love Spell? Or, I don't know. I had her ribbon out some balm and melt it into her lip and cheek tin that was dense, and it made it creamier. It would be nice if they could recycle tins. I don't know. It's worth suggesting. They are always open to those. Okay. Got my face on. This is all you need for your main highlight is the beard of your face. Okay? The beard of your face is all you need. I don't know why I'm red right here. Doesn't hurt. I'm like red. It's bugging me. Okay. Detail brush. I love this brush for getting into contouring. Okay. We're going to go into the contour. We're going to tap into it. I'm using cedar. I love cedar as I start getting darker. I know I use stone, but I've just gotten a little too tan for stone. And so we're going to sweep this over here. It's dense. You can beat this thing. I always say the contour is the husband of the palette. Like it takes a beating, but it really smooths out. Like it all works out once they become more flexible. Okay. So I'm just sweeping this across, pushing it towards the hairline. Boom. Boom. And you could keep it on the thinner side. If you have a larger forehead, turn it this way. It's whatever you want, and then push it down towards the temple. And I'm going to switch this over. I'm going to go into my bronzer. I'm using Fiji Highlight. I think it has more control than Bella Bronzer. We're just going to pop it here. And we're going to pop it here. And then we're going to blend it out. Just adds a little touch of warmth. Touch of warmth. My hair is so greasy. I love having fine hair. It makes it nice and greasy. So we have our contour. We have our bronzer here. We have our hair here. Ugh, I love adding color. I just need my hair to get in order. We're going to take this small end and we're going to go into what's left of this corner here. And I'm going to put it right here in the middle. I use white peach. I'm going to push this over this brow, bring it down between the brows. Look at how pretty that is. And then I'm going to slowly work this up towards the bronzer and the contour. Just using light circles. You don't need to bend your bristles. Swirl, swirl, swirl. Just like we were talking about. That is a dang good looking forehead. You guys thought it was going to be crazy because I added that dark Fiji and that dark cedar. Bing, bang, boom. Look at that. Contour is cedar, and then my bronzer I'm using Fiji Highlight. All right, we're going to go in on the edge of the brush here, and I'm going to do my nose because this red spot's bugging the crap out of me. We're going to go right here. We're going to push this up towards our natural brow. Don't worry, this all works out. I have a bit of a bump on my nose. Square off the tip, and then I'm going to bridge it over. And this is going to help me just blending it out. Like I say, I make face videos and eyeshadow videos separate because I like to show the blending process. I just think it's fair. I don't ever want anybody to think, you don't have to blend it as much as I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Turn my whole nose a little bit of brown, but I keep the base of it over here. We're going to take that little end. I'm going to go into another corner here, and we're going to go right down the middle with that brightening, like that, and then you just use your finger to tap it out. Bridge it into that forehead. I'm going to take what's a little bit more. We're going to go right here on the Cupid's bow. This is a pretty area, and I always like to add the brightening here first because I am going to add contour to it. And then I'm going to take a little more right here. You don't need a lot. It just needs to look like reflecting light. That's the point of your brightening highlight. All right, I have just enough for my under eyes. It's going to be good. Okay, but I'm going to do my eyes last. We're going to go in on this detail brush again, and I always push towards the side. And we're going to come over here. We have our natural shadow. Stay out of this natural hollow because if you go in here, it's going to blend down here and then it pulls your whole face down. So we're going to go above it. There we go. Above it and then up. And you want to underblend this. You want it to look like garbage. Okay, it's like garbage but fancy because it's contour. We're going to go, I have my hyperpigmentation. I love cedar and stone and ash and olive for hyperpigmentation, especially when they're in a high traffic zone like this guy. Which side is it on? This side, okay. And we're going above the natural shadow, really hugging the bottom, comforting our cheekbone here, giving it a little hug. Underblend. Okay, whatever's left on your brush, go in front of that earlobe and then pull it down. Pulling this down and then boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. See? Nice. There we go. All right, we're going to go into a little bit of bronzer. We're going to go right above it. Okay, a little bit of bronzer right above it. And it's going to, as you're blending things, it's going to start blending down that contour, which is why we underblended it at the beginning. And I'm always a big proponent of trust the process. We're going to go into Frenchie. This is why I like Frenchie too. Demi gets your under eyes. It's not going to get anywhere else when you're messing with Y01 and 03. But Frenchie corrects it and corrects your cheek and gives it coverage. I always use Frenchie on the apples of my cheeks, and it goes with every blush color. I know there's a lot of people that say they don't like Frenchie because it pulls flat. That's because it needs a buddy. Frenchie always needs a buddy. Frenchie goes with your brightener under your eyes. Frenchie goes with your lip and cheek. Frenchie is an accent to your lip color or your lip liner. All right, let's pick a blush color. I'm going to use something punchy. We're going to go with pink grapefruit because it's summer. This color is what I was talking about with a customer where they were like, can you show this to me where it's not like this? So I just took it. Where am I? Here I am. Boom, boom. And then you can tap it out and blend it out. So this color is this color. It's just like with the eyeshadows. Yeah. But anytime we're swatching, we're going to swatch it at its purest pigment so it's nice and thick. So I'm going to take pink grapefruit, this punchy pink color. I'm going to go right up here on the high point of my cheekbone. High point of my cheekbone. I like applying it with the finger, and then when you blend it out, you start on your darkest point, which is right here, and then you're going to smile and bring it down to that Frenchie, and that Frenchie works as coverage for your scarring. Boom, 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 bringing it down. I smile because as we mature, we don't have apples naturally. We have to smile to get them. So I smile and bring it down. Plus, it makes us feel happy when we're smiling. It's all a game. It's all a game. But the texture of my skin makes my makeup look, if I didn't have skin texture, my makeup wouldn't look like that. You know? Total sense, right? Your skin texture works in your benefit. Do you think this shine would look like this and look more dewy and flecky if we didn't have a skin texture? You don't have to buy a product to get this look. Your skin can do it with cream makeup, so it's nice. Okay, we're going to finish our under eyes, and then we're going to do our lip trick, even though I'm dying to do my brows. We're going into that brightening empty tin. I'm going to use the blend brush because it's my favorite for my under eyes. We're going to grab some brightening here, and I'm going to start under my trough and up the orbital, and then up into the middle. You see a lot of people really smash some into that inner corner. This is a high texture area for me, is this little area. I don't want to smear a bunch in there. And so I clean up my eyeshadow here. I'm going to blend this out. I'm going to get whatever's in there out. Gross. And we're just going to blendy, blendy, blendy. but I like to bring my blending out more. And then when I feel like I've got that blended, the last place I'm going to blend to is I'm going to tap it into that soft tissue. You want less is more under your eyes, bringing it onto that contour to have a more natural looking nose. Okay. Can you highlight your eyes with that? Okay. Drift is so pretty. It's very, very, very pretty. It will never be on sale if you're holding out for a sale. Drift, Sabrina, and there's another one. Rome will never be on sale. They're just too popular. There's no point. People will always buy them. So if you're waiting for that sale, it ain't happening. But Drift is really pretty. That's what I usually use way up here. But using the new shade of the month is really pretty too. But look at that. That's over Frenchie. But just remember, it's all angles. Rome, I'll show it to you in just a minute. I'm going to finish the other eye. So we're going to go in. We're going to grab what's left. I am on my last day here. Newton tomorrow. We're going to take that. We're going to go under the trough. And we're going to go up. Less is more. Remember, this isn't your skin color, so you're going to see it. So you don't want a lot because too light can create texture. So you want this to be a very thin amount and then bring it up to that soft tissue. It doesn't need a lot of help because we did that color correcting, but can you really tell a huge difference between Frenchie or Demi? Can you really tell a big difference? Truthfully. Can you tell that this is $44 of correction and $16 of correction? Think about that. Think about that when you're thinking about, I really want to add this brush. I really want to add this eyeshadow. Okay, but for $44, because each Demi product is $22. So I like to talk numbers here. I want you to get the most out of your palette. I'm not dying for $1 here. I share this because I really love this makeup and what it's done for me, okay? Poolside Demi is great. The other great thing to add, depending on your skin type, if you're oily, go get Super Goop Resetting Powder. If you're oily. If you're dry, go get Super Goop Resetting Spray. You're supposed to reapply sunscreen every 2 hours. And so you could easily, I would say this because, I mean, we're in the sun, we're warm, we're going to sweat, this right here. And if you're needing to blot, you can buy our blotting papers. But every pool's got a bathroom, and every bathroom's got toilet liners, and those are great blotting papers. Call me gross. I don't care. I'm not telling you to use used ones, okay? Anyways. Anyways. $44, $16 of correction. And this one, this $16 one, is also on my cheeks. It's under my eyes, and it can go on my lips. And it's really pretty. I'm just saying, save the money, maximize your palette. Have a good, okay, all right. Eyeshadows. I'm going to show them to you. Okay, we're going to go here. We got Drift. These are all families of shimmer, of champagne shimmers. Here's Drift. Very soft, very pretty. Here is Sabrina. Woo! This is Sabrina. Very similar. Okay, do you see how it's just a little different? This one has just a little bit more fleck to it. And then we have Rome. Same family, but it's more warm. Rome. So we have Drift, Sabrina, Rome. If you have one, you have them all. You really aren't going to tell a difference in the grand scheme of your eye. You really aren't. So whichever one you have, you're good. So, answer the question. But they're really great illuminators. They're very pretty. They're great as illuminators, as powders. You can mix them with your balm. It's good. I have to do my brows. I know I said I was going to do my lips, but I have to. They're killing me. They're killing me. These are just, oh. Okay, I'm going to talk about this too. The line brush, great for eyeliner, if you want. The way I use the multitasker. But get the gold one. Get the gold one. If you don't have an getting something for you to compare to. What about French toast? Ugh, biscuits and gravy. Okay, rose gold line brush. It's what I've always used. And then they came out with the gold brushes, and they have changed a little bit. I think it's a distributor issue. I don't know. But the gold one, do you see? Let's use my forehead. Do you see that? It's a little bit longer, especially on that pointy end. I really like the gold one. So if you're needing to update your line brush, get the gold one. I love the bristles on it so much more. So good. All right, I'm going to go into Trust. You can use your contour if you want. And I'm going to go front corner. I need to redo my brow tutorial. I like to redo that one about every 6 months. And we're going to come up, over, and outline the bottom. And I'm going to, instead of stopping here, I'm going way out here. I pull it out farther. I'm going to go 1/4 in, and then I'm going to outline the top, add that arch, and bring and meet that tail. This is if you like a structured brow. And then I flick at the front, and I have a base. I like a structured brow. Everybody has their brow. Figure out what you like, and you'll get faster and better every time. It's like when your kids first start making their beds. It looks like trash. But if they keep going, it's going to look better, but they're never going to learn. I want to get my kids beddies, but then I'm like, what am I teaching them? Have you seen those beddies beddings where you just zip them? Okay. If you don't have the multitasker brush, it's really good for the lip tutorial or the lip portion. So I'm just flicking and filling in right here. And then I'm going to use this brush to pull this line in and fade it in. Don't worry about your hairs and where they are. We'll fix those in a minute, but we're just blending this top line down to fill it in, and we're blending this bottom line up to fill it in. If you need to add more, but just see. I'm going to use Oak. I use both Trust and Oak, and I use Oak to fill in so I don't end up with a really crazy dark block of a brow. I personally like my brows like this. Don't yuck my yum. This is what I like. It's going to look better once I get my wax going. All right. You can also get this brush wet and have flick marks. If you like it more natural, just start flicking and filling. Flicking and filling. You could have that natural brow. Flicking and filling. You could absolutely poolside this. Okay, but for me, we're going to grab it and we're going to draw this puppy on. I overplucked back in 1993 and into the 1999s. Man, I graduated in 99. I found a senior picture, and so did my husband, and he goes, "Dear, you have no brows." I had a dot right here, and then a 1/4 of the way in, we're going up, we're going over, but yeah, I essentially had no brows in the 90s. None. And then I'm just going to fill this in using Oak. Everybody, if you want me to color match your brows, send me a picture of your brows. Send it in good light, just like a regular color match. And we could find an eyeshadow that will work. Try your contour. That could work too. Okay, we're going to take that brow wax. Isn't that pretty? Isn't that some pretty brow wax? It's brow wax. It's going to get gunky, okay? We're going to spray it with some setting spray. I'm going to take my spoolie. We're going to swirl it in there. Tap off any loose liquid. And then I'm just going to comb and put my hairs in order. If you like that laminated look, you can totally do that. Comb them, pick up the excess powder on the brows, put them in order where they want them, flatten them out. Okay? Flick, pick up, pick up, pick up, and it just marries all of the shadow together. And this is how I like my brows. Again, my brows. Your brows are your brows. My brows are my brows. Where? Yes, my love.
Can I have some apple pie?
No. In a little bit. Let me finish this, okay? We'll see. Depends on how. We'll talk. We got book work to do. I'm making them do schoolwork during the summer. Okay, get out of here.
I love you, Mom.
I love you. She just wants pie. She doesn't love me that much. Okay. We are going to get into the lips now, because I like my brows now. Okay. Oh, my brightening is out. I'm going to need it because I did use all of it that time. Oh, you can customize, if you have an empty tin, you can customize a new lip color too. Some people love doing that. You can mix eyeshadows in. We're going to grab out of, this is what happens to me because I use so many shades. Like, look at these. These are my shades that I don't use. Let's see if I have an extra white peach. What are you? That doesn't look like white peach. Nope, that's Athens. So we're going to try to find, this is an illuminator. We're going to find a light color here, I think. Woo! Ooh, what's this? What's this one that's so low? Ooh, Versailles. That's a pretty one. Ooh, okay, we're going to play with Versailles for our lips. Grab your brightening. It's okay. Versailles was my favorite, but as my eyes have matured, I can't use Versailles as much. Ooh, okay. I kind of want to set my face so I don't mess everything up. I like the multitasker brush for my lips. You can do this with a detail brush. I've done it before, but when I really want to get into like the nitty gritty and really have a good, strong lip, I use the multitasker brush. You're going to take your contour and we're going to use the big end and we're going to basically sweep across this way. Not this way, this way. And we're going to outer line the fishy face of our lips. So, okay, we're going to draw outside of our lip line. Okay? This is going to, everybody does the outer drawn lip line. You can tell when somebody does that. You can tell when their burgundy lips have ended, but they're still burgundy on the skin. This is eliminating that. So we're going to draw on the fishy face. You see this? It kind of looks like a shadow. You can even bring it down right here. Okay? Sweep, sweep, sweep. We're going to give ourselves a Gomez Addams. Okay? We're going to outer line our lips and follow outside of that lip line. Okay? Give yourself a little Gomez Addams. What does he say? Ketamine. All right. I don't know what he says. Okay. I'm going to take what's left on this brush and I'm going to go right here. This is a really beautiful area and we're just accentuating that and we're just going to look super ridiculous for a hot minute. Okay. I'm emptying off some of the contour and I'm going to go into I'm going to say a brightening highlight because I'm white peach, but this is Versailles. You're going to add that on and we're going to go and make a greater than, less than. Okay. And it's going to go outside of that contour and then touch the lips. Outside, touch the lips. Outside of that contour, touch the lips. And then we're going to tap on our mountain peaks right here. Take your screenshots. I can't stop moving my face, but right there. Better take a screenshot or you're going to have to come back for the rewatch. Okay. And then we're going to take our little phalanges. I'm going to recommend the ring finger because it's our wimpiest finger. And you're going to tap out your light first. Okay? We're going to look ridiculous. This lightness creates the snatching. It creates the contrast. I need to redo a lip tutorial. That's what I'm going to do tomorrow morning. Brows. I'm going to do my bronzer trick. Take bronzer and put on a superhero mask and then blend it out. It's really pretty. Okay, tapped out so we don't look like we just ate a donut. Okay, we're going to tap on our peaks just to soften them. And then I want you to tap, 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 tap. And you can just sweep and blend it out. You don't want to blend it away. And I always pull the finger down when I'm doing the upper lip. And this gives the illusion, you know that taut look? Like just adding that, my lips look more structured and more taut, but not outer lined. I have natural lips. I don't inject anything. I'm not against it. I'm not lying. I am tempted because these little straw lines. The other nice thing about having this controlled contour barrier is if you're putting on a gloss that's colored or a lipstick. My grandma used to have this, and it was one of the things that she was a smoker. She liked her Winstons and her Newports. Winstons and then a little mint, and then she'd have a mint. She'd pop in a certs. But her lipstick always ran in, and she wore metallic pink. Like she would really get it in and it would bleed in. So adding a lip liner, which we're going to do next, but adding this outer lip line creates that great wall of contour. Okay, we're going to stick with that multitasker brush. We're going to go to the pointy end and I'm going to use Renaissance. This is such a pretty color. It goes with every lip color. Don't let it scare you. And we're gonna line, so think of the pool, and you just let your toes touch over. I'm not gonna go inside this highlighted line. We're gonna go and we're gonna hit the edge. And you're not gonna go to your corner. It's gonna pull your lip down. I get real nitty gritty on this, but we wanna go in on the edge and down. And you wanna stop before that outer corner. Don't outer line. Stay as close to the edge of your lip as possible. Okay? But don't go to the corner. It's going to pull your upper lip. For some people, it already comes down. If you go to that corner, you're going to look like the sad fish at the aquarium. Okay, we're going to grab this again, and I want you to look at your lip. I have a lip line here, and then I have one in here. You want to go to that inside lip line. And then hit the edge. Okay? Does this make sense to everybody? Grabbing it again, we're going to that inside lip line and then hit the edge. Just like that. And that gives your lips a little bit of a kick in the ass. And then you can thicken it up. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Okay. I like Renaissance being thick, so I'm just kind of filling it in. And you could fill in right here with your lip liner. All the way in. Like color your whole lip. And it just creates this little bit of contrast. Okay. So you're leaving the shadow. I blended it out. But do you see how it looks like a curl? It makes your lips look like they have a curl. Yeah. So I put my contour around my lips on the outside. I soften it. I add contrast for brightness on the outside. It'll contrast with the color, and it'll sharpen out here. I use the inner lip line to give my lip lift, and I come short up here so I don't bring it down. It's all... Our lips change. It's like our noses and our ears keep growing, but then everything starts falling. So it's just about changing your angles. Changing the angles. Okay. Let's see. Pretty. The shadow of the contour and just tracing the lips gives the illusion. Yes, the contour is going to give the illusion of the curl. And then when you add a lip liner, it makes them look a little bit fuller. And then I'm going to go into Frenchie, because we've used it on the under eye, on the cheeks. We're going to grab a little bit of Frenchie, and we're going to add that right here. And you're going to let that mix in with that Renaissance color. And I will say the satins make your lips look dry. So you're going to go into that balm that we used under our eyes, and you're just going to add that on top, and it'll instantly hydrate. You can do this before, you can do this after. And it's really pretty. And then take a little bit of that brightening. You're going to go right here and right here. And it just adds a little kick in the ass. If you have, so we're going to take, I'm going to set my makeup really quick. We're setting sandwich. Take a setting spray, get a fluffy brush, and get your powder. If you are oily, this is what I do. I spray it. Okay, and while it's still damp, we're going to take that powder, we're going to start on the outside first, and then push it into that damp setting spray. This is going to help with oil control, and then because you're pressing it into that damp setting spray, it's not, powder will always change the consistency. Gravy, pancake mix, everything. Okay? Powder will always create a texture. Take that setting spray, close, set aside your powder. Spray it, same fluffy brush, press in that setting spray. And then don't breathe it in. When you think your brush is empty, think of glitter, and then go in and you can press out those areas that you want to. But by doing this, the texture of my skin creates a dewy glow. So don't hate your texture, embrace it, because your skin texture can create, the cream creates the luminosity. It puts a life back on your skin, but the texture of it, the maturing lid texture flecks up your flecky eyeshadows. Like it can make it look so much more punchy and beautiful with just the texture of your lids. And the texture of your skin can illuminate your cream makeup. But if you want a natural full lip, I notice it when I don't have lip color on, my lips look thin. But when I do this, they look structured and a little younger, but naturally curled and nice. They have a natural structure to them. I mean, that's a nice looking lip. And that's all I'm saying. And then when you get to this point, that's when you're like, what needs attention? Oh my gosh, I can't believe how long I've been on here. But my coverage is covered. I don't feel like I need to add more. This fella, yeah, I probably could. So I'm going to take a main highlight with my pinky, and I'm going to tap over him. Tap it out. And then I'm going to grab some setting powder. And we're going to tap and press that in to the skin. The texture is there. He's raised. He's annoying. He's the little brother of my face. Let the texture be the texture. You've covered the tone, because if you're going to continue to stack on to try to cover, you're going to create a texture. Accept the texture, take away the tone, and it'll be fine. People know that zits happen. Nobody's like, I can't be her friend. Did you see she has a zit on her chin? We can't be friends with her. Like, we're all adults here. It's fine. But that's my makeup. If you want to create an illuminator, but powder is against you. So let's grab the blend brush. I'm going to take a little of the shade of the month, Legend, and you can easily add it and illuminate. It's very pretty as a powder, okay? For me, I feel like it can accentuate my butterfly wings. Or we can take our balm and we can take some out. And we can take some of our Legend and we can mix it together. And then we can add it here. And you can let it work with, and it's a cream illuminator. It's both. And it does two. I'm trying to get you to see it. But do you see how it makes? There you go. I like things that do more than one thing. You can take, let's see, can I pick any? I can't. You can take that Legend, I have a little bit here, and you could go right here if you want. And you can just touch that up. You can hit here. Okay. You are a little late because we're just ending, but this was a long one, but a goodie. I'm not a big illuminator fan. I like my skin to do it, but that Legend color that's coming out next month is the shade of the month, is really pretty, either as a powder illuminator, a brow highlight on the lid, or you mix it with your balm. But we covered a lot today, a lot. I feel like I need to blend down my eyes. They're pretty punchy. Pretty punchy. It's such a deep color, but it goes on so bright. Okay, I love when I have something like good to talk about. This was fun. I know I'm super zoomed in, but just also remember, like, I want you to find colors that work for you, that you like, that you gravitate towards, and try them. I want you to play with, make your makeup fun again. Like, remember when you first started wearing makeup and how exciting it was? I have over 500 videos. There's so many ways to do this makeup. Find your way, try other ways, and have fun with it. But also remember, you're the only one looking this close at your face. And makeup will always look like makeup, but it should look like good makeup. My traditional makeup didn't look like this. Oh, can you see that weird picture? There is this picture. Oh, gosh. I am not doing another live tomorrow, but I am available to chat. Tomorrow, my kids have a dentist appointment, so I am not going to be live, but I am going to whip up a lip tutorial. I am going to whip up a brow tutorial, and maybe a face tutorial. I don't know if I'll have time for that. Those ones take me a really long time, but I will be doing a brow and a lip tutorial tomorrow that will be thrown out at some point this week, but I'm going to visit family this week. But I will be live next Monday. I will be here live every Monday. Unless I didn't go live last Monday. My daughter was sick. So, life happens. But let me know if you have questions. Let's talk about a palette. Let's do a color match. Have fun with our makeup. And if you haven't gotten the new shade of the month, Eternal, get it. If you're waiting for Legend, it'll be here on July 1st. It's such a pretty color. I mean, that's pretty day. I mean, if I was an Illuminator girl, this is it. Yes. Hit the like button. Subscribe to my channel. I always forget to say subscribe to my channel. And I love doing these videos. List your questions. I always try to be active on all of my platforms. There's something different with every platform. Facebook, I give out a lot of information. Instagram, I give a lot of personal life stuff, my chickens, my kids, sometimes my husband when he lets me. And I try to give out more personal on Instagram, but I try to take all conversations, not even just questions, conversations I have with people, and I like to implement them into videos. It keeps me, I don't want to say relevant, but it stays relevant to the questions people are having. And I love this makeup, and let's play with makeup together. I love talking about makeup, and this is just like my jam. I love my YouTube ladies. You guys are the best. So that's it. Have a great Monday. I will be back live next Monday. You need to tell people to go ahead and put what state they're from. Oh, that would be fun. Well, we had Virginia. In the link in the description, scroll to the bottom of my link tree, and there is a link to my Instagram. I think I'm just Mrs. Wienert. Nobody ever knows how to say my last name, but it's Wienert. Wiener with a T. That's what it is. And but it's Mrs. Wienert on Instagram. But yes, North Carolina. Ooh, there's a couple. Ooh, New York. New York scares me. My sister-in-law lived in New York for a long time. She just moved to Florida. I feel like Florida is the East Coast, like what Hawaii is to the West Coast. Yes. But I love having everybody here. I love that this community is a slow roll growing. I feel like I'm a good kept secret. I'm not to a point where I can't keep up. But share me everywhere. But I love doing this. Ooh, Kentucky. There's something about the East Coast that I feel like I missed out on. We were military, and I found out my dad either had the option to be shipped to Oregon or be shipped to Maryland. And he chose to go back to Oregon, to our old town where we did. And oh my gosh, can you imagine where my life would be if I ended up on the East Coast? I feel like I always dream about living in an isolated town in Maine, but also just like being like Nicholas Sparks and moving to North Carolina. Ugh, like, come on. Like, maybe I'll like venture into an old coffee house and like start over in North Carolina or something. Like, it could happen. They could be struggling and they need me. Like, I watch way too much Lifetime when I'm at my grandma's house. Not gonna lie, it's all Christmas all year on Lifetime. But I'm gonna be with my family this week, visiting my grandma. I love Lifetime. It's so like terribly great. It all gives us a false idea of what love is like, though. Whew. When Calls the Heart. Me and my grandma will sit and watch When Calls the Heart all day. My grandma has dementia, and so we get to watch the same thing all over every day. It's great. We have such a good time. And so we watch a lot of that, or Blue Bloods, but I love When Calls the Heart. Oh, yes. Okay, true crime side of the Lifetime show. Oh, see, my grandma hasn't gotten to that side yet because I don't get to watch Lifetime at home. I watch Bridgerton and Outlander, but yeah, we could stay here all day and just talk about this stuff, couldn't we? Okay, I'm going to go because my kids want to go sneak off and eat the apple pie I made yesterday. So I will see you next Monday, and I'll see you throughout the week, and have